Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we're going to get a look inside the wee Chimera. Should be your fairly basic wee knife, but you never know. So here we go. All we should need to take it apart is a T8, though we may need two T8s because I bet there's some sleeves in there. So let's take our pivot out. Never need two for the pivot because the pivot locks on the other side. We'll talk about that here in a minute. See if we can get that out. Oh, this is going to be beautiful, I hope. That's all of our body screws, and doesn't look like we need to take out the pocket. Oh boy, it came right apart. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we got the stop pin. It fits in there nice and tight, barely any wobble in it. And look how well they have done. This guy weighs 5 ounces, but it could have weighed a lot more. Look how well they have milled all that out. Woo! Here is our over travel stop, detent ball, and lock face. All very nicely done and machined in there. And those little puzzle piece ones. Here's the rule, guys. If you don't need to take that thing out, don't ever take it out because they, not always, but they can be a serious pain in the butt to get in and out. So that's one piece that I don't ever take out unless it's necessary to maintain the knife. And there we go. We get this out, wipe it off a little bit. This one actually had a little bit of oil in it. That's one of the things I have noticed here lately with many of the knife companies is a lot less oil in the knives. And in some ways that is good, in some ways that I'm not sure. A couple of the knives that have come in recently have been so free of oil that it was kind of crazy. There's our backspacer. Let's get a look at that thing. Very nicely done. Really pretty backspacer. And I'm going to say it again. It's great on this plain gray one, but man, that bronze color that they have for this is absolutely awesome. Now, the wee trick. Pay attention if you own a wee knife. See that little step right there? Well, on the wee pivot, on the back side of it, there's a matching little step. If you turn that pivot around and you slide it in there with these lines going this way, it is going to sit flush and lock itself in. Now, get our lighter nano oil. I use some 10 weight. And since we don't have a counter bore on the blade, we're going to put the open side of the bearing race down into the race here. And yeah, I know I goof that up sometimes. You know, in the big scheme of things, it doesn't make that huge a difference in the action of the knife. Where it does make a difference is in how quick it collects crap. And it's just a thing. It's going to collect a lot of crap if you leave that open side out of the counter bore. And that's, it's just the way things are. It's more access to the dirt, where if you leave the closed side of the bearing to where there would be more air space or access, you're going to get less dirt in there. So is it really necessary to put the bearings in one way or the other? Well, no. You can put one side in one way, one side in the other, and everything's fine. And that just, frick. I was lucky, boys and girls. That thing just snapped right in place. Man, I know, we've talked about it before. I love working on some of these newer knives. I love my older knives too. Messing with that Praetorian, that production Praetorian, really brought the world back to me because I've been spoiled, really spoiled, by working, obviously on a lot of wee knives and on some of the other brands, most of the other brands as well, that are making modern folders, because the tolerances are so tight. Everything works so smooth right out of the box. I didn't put, you know what, guys, whenever you put a knife together like this, you should put some locking compound in it. And since I feel like talking some more, we're going to take it out and we're going to do that. Now, I do not have Vibratite on me today. It's actually Vibratite brand, but I've been messing with some purple Loctite because I want to see what the difference really is, how purple Loctite works. It's a thread locking compound that in my work in many places I have never ever used. Now, and I have been told by old machinists that it's pointless. Don't even bother with it. But, here's the other side. Fibertite, Permatex, Loctite have all been selling purple Loctite for years. And they suggest it for these size screws. So there must be something to it. So if you guys know where to get some gel of this stuff, that'd be awesome. But I ordered some up, especially for some of these knives that don't have, the slamming of the blade against the stop pin from the flipper tab and stuff like that, just to see how well the stuff works. And there we go, all centered up, that big old awesome, I'm going to say Bowie style clip point blade, because that is just a beautiful blade. And as I've said many times, this thing in the bronze is a gorgeous knife. Anyhow, guys, I'll quit taking your time away. That was what's inside the We Knives Chimera, a very interesting knife from We Knife Company. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Watch us on the Apex News every week right here on the Zelrick YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.